Hello everyone, Ron and David here, coming to you from our website, astrologynewsreport.com.
Now we look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions, what's in store in the heavens for May 4th to May 11th and beyond.
Not much new happening in the zodiac this week. Like we talked about last week, Mercury enters Taurus today, Sunday, May 4th.
Mercury in the sign of the bull is not such a bad thing. Taurus is an earth sign, signifying practicality, getting tangible results, being realistic.
Well, actually, Taurus, like the bull, can be a bit stubborn, and you don't want to get the bull mad. So, the planet of rational thinking is sort of okay here, so long as nothing upsetting happens.
That's great. Well, last week we also talked about Venus going into Pisces and how that was going to be bad for Venus due to the planet of love and harmony having to contend with the planet of violence, Mars, and the planet of rebellion, Uranus. Overall, this does not bode well for Venus's signification for coming to agreement this week.
Venus will be getting closer and closer to being in exact aspect with these two malefic planets. In fact, next Sunday, May 11th, Venus will be exactly opposite Mars, and only 5 degrees away from its conjunction with Uranus.
And notice that the moon gets involved here too. It will be tightly conjunct Mars just when Mars and Venus are in exact opposition.
Mars-Venus interactions bring a lot of passion, and the moon adds in even more emotion. Sounds like next weekend will be a real basher.
And other significations of Venus will also suffer from Mars's influence. Venus is the planet of peace and harmony. Not much chance for any cooperation that could head off the various conflicts already in progress around the world.
Ukraine, South Sudan, Nigeria, Syria. You make your own list.
Yeah, no doubt. Venus is the planet of value and therefore represents financial markets, which also will experience quite a bit of stress.
Saturn is exactly opposite the Sun on Sunday, May 10th. The Sun represents power and authority, and therefore leaders and governments. Saturn is the planet of harsh reality. Saturn is also retrograde, making it even less inclined to change.
This combination, together with the Mars-Venus opposition, does not bode well for finding any solutions to a slew of stubborn Saturn retrograde hotspots that have been resisting any kind of resolution. And so, Ron, what else is coming in May?
Well, we will have the end of Mars retrograde. Finally, after 11 weeks of it, Mars will return to direct normal forward motion in the zodiac on May 20th. But it takes a few weeks for the planet to get back up to speed, so the effects of the retrograde condition still linger into early June.
Oh boy, so Mars will stop producing the backfire and blowback effects, but there is still Uranus opposite in Pisces, and that will continue to deliver all sorts of sudden violence.
That's right, David. Mars, the planet of violence, will be in mutual aspect with Uranus, the planet of sudden events, the rest of May and through June. A planetary pattern that has been delivering on its promise of violence and accidents for the last couple of months. And this continues until Mars leaves Virgo in mid-July.
And we'll still have Mars, the planet of action and force, pumping up Uranus, the planet of rebellion and revolution. No change in that department. If anything, once Mars gets back to direct motion, it will be able to express its energy for conflict even more freely.
And so onward with the rebels and fighting. I guess we'll be watching for more of that in the coming weeks.
Thanks for visiting astrologynewsreport.com. Now on to segment 3 of this week's show.